Picture this. You wake up tomorrow morning at age 62, get out of bed, and take one step. You notice your thighs feel a bit weaker than yesterday. Over the week, stairs feel heavier, your legs wobble a little, and your confidence dips. You might say to yourself, that's normal with age, nothing I can do. But what if that decline is not inevitable? What if in just 24 hours, a single breakfast choice could begin reversing muscle loss, reviving leg strength, and reactivating your body's rebuilding machinery? Here's what's really going on inside your body as you age. Your muscle fibers become less responsive to protein signals. Anabolic resistance, insulin control weakens, inflammation creeps in, and your repair systems get lazy. Over time, you lose muscle mass, strength, and metabolic resilience. That's sarcopenia, the silent decline that leads to weakness, falls, and loss of independence. The stakes are high. Your leg strength is not just about walking, it's about maintaining your autonomy. Without strong quads and glutes, balance falters, fall risk rises, metabolic decline accelerates, and your capacity for exercise shrinks. Weak legs are a warning light. In this video, I'm going to reveal the breakfast formula that science suggests can arrest and even begin reversing sarcopenia in those over 60. Yes, it's rooted in metabolism, hormones, and physiology, not gimmicks. And yes, you can begin applying it tomorrow morning. Here's what you'll learn. Why breakfast matters more than you think, especially after how protein timing and dose wake up your muscle in the morning. The metabolic mechanics, insulin, mTOR, muscle protein synthesis, which foods maximize leg strength support and which to avoid. The minimal resistance wake up you can do right after breakfast, how to track quick feedback, strength, energy, recovery. If this is resonating so far, hit subscribe. I post content like this weekly to help you use metabolism as medicine. When we wake, our bodies exit the fasted state and enter a metabolic transition. What you eat and when in this window determines whether your muscles get turned on or left in standby mode. Let me explain this with a simple whiteboard analogy. Think of your muscle cell like a factory. Overnight fasting, the assembly line slows, supply drops. But the factory is ready. When morning arrives, you supply the raw materials, amino acids, and your body sends a go signal via mTOR, insulin, growth factors. If that signal is strong enough, the factory revs up, producing new proteins and repairing damage. If it's weak or suppressed, the factory stays slow and muscle loss continues. After 60, that go signal becomes harder to deliver. This is due to anabolic resistance. Your muscles need a stronger stimulus to respond. Many typical breakfasts fail to reach that threshold in older adults. What the research shows, a proof of principle study in older men found that adding leucine and vitamin D at breakfast almost doubled muscle protein synthesis, MPS, compared to control breakfast. The Journal of Nutrition research indicates that protein intake at breakfast correlates more strongly with skeletal muscle mass and strength than protein later in the day. Science Direct. One Cell Report study showed that distributing protein early in the day supports muscle maintenance better than delaying it. Reviews of anabolic resistance emphasize that in older adults, timing, dose, and amino acid composition are critical variables. Frontiers. These studies converge on a clear message. In older adults, the first meal of the day carries outsized influence. It either sets up an anabolic cascade or fails to trigger your muscle machinery. Where things go wrong, the common mistakes: too little protein in breakfast. Many people over 60 eat light breakfasts, toast, cereal, coffee that deliver 8-12 g of protein, far below what's needed to cross the anabolic threshold. Older muscles require a higher leucine-rich protein dose to activate mTOR. Biomed Central. High glycemic or insulin-spiking carbs up front. When you flood your body with carbs early, insulin rises, which can suppress lipolysis and force metabolism towards storage, blunting the muscle signal. Poor synergy with movement. If you eat and then remain sedentary, much of the amino acid signal dissipates rather than being pulled into leg muscles. Low vitamin mineral cofactors. Lack of vitamin D, magnesium, or B vitamins can blunt the efficiency of muscle signaling pathways. What to do? Your optimized muscle igniting breakfast protocol. And hit a strong protein pile leucine dose early within 60 minutes of waking. Aim for 30-35 jang of high quality protein, including 2.53 jang of leucine or more if tolerated. Example, 3 large eggs, 18 g protein pro, good leucine. Add Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, 10-50. Combine with a small amount of nuts or seeds. This ensures you cross the anabolic threshold. The research shows that breakfasts enriched with leucine and vitamin D produce stronger MPS signals in older adults. The Journal of Nutrition 2 include complementary nutrients, vitamin D boost, e.g. 1000-2000 IU with breakfast supports muscle cell signaling. Healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, nut oil, slow digestion slightly, and buffer insulin spikes. Fiber, non-starchy vegetables help moderate glucose and insulin response. Add a light movement primer, 20-30 minutes after breakfast. Even 5 minutes of leg extension, body weight squats, calf raises, or a short walk helps redirect amino acids into the muscle by increasing blood flow and activating glucose transporters, GLUT4, independent of insulin. 4. Hydrate and maintain mild insulin control. Use plain water or unsweetened herbal tea. Avoid fruit juices or sugary drinks at breakfast. They blunt the anabolic signal. Example, breakfast pause primer routine for age. Wake at 6. By 7 a.m., consume 3 eggs, scrambled or boiled, to 2 cup Greek yogurt, full fat, unsweetened, 1-2 ASP flaxseed or walnut, a handful of steamed spinach or sautéed greens, sprinkle of vitamin D if your physician permits. At 7:30 a.m., do 5 minutes, sit to stand, bodyweight calf raises, march in place or mini walking steps. If this is useful and you're ready for more, hit subscribe. I post content like this regularly. Let's be honest, most people over 60 start their day believing they're eating healthy. A bowl of oatmeal with bananas, whole grain toast with a little jam, maybe orange juice or fruit smoothie. It sounds nourishing, but here's the metabolic truth. Those breakfasts are quietly shutting down your muscles' repair system. Here's what's really going on inside your body. When you wake up, your liver is clearing glycogen and releasing small amounts of glucose to keep your brain running. Your insulin is low, which is good. This is when your body is primed to burn fat and respond to protein. But the moment you eat a high-carb breakfast, you flood your bloodstream with glucose. Your pancreas pumps out insulin to control that sugar spike. And insulin, while essential, is a double-edged sword. When it spikes too high, it does 2 damaging things for aging muscle. It blocks fat burning for hours, keeping your metabolism stuck in storage mode. It shuts off mTOR, the master switch your muscles need to grow and repair. Think of insulin like a traffic light. When it's low and steady, green light, muscle building traffic moves freely. When it's high, red light, everything stops. Your muscles can't respond to protein properly. And because older adults already face anabolic resistance, that insulin spike makes things even worse. Your muscle cells become less sensitive to amino acids. The leucine you eat doesn't wake them up. So even if you're eating protein later in the day, your morning insulin surge may have already set your metabolism on pause for the next 60. Let me simplify this with an analogy. Imagine your muscle as a dry sponge in the morning. Protein is the water it's craving. But if you pour sugar syrup on it first, high-carb breakfast, that sticky film blocks absorption. Now, when you finally pour water, it just rolls off. That's what happens metabolically. Insulin syrup first, protein signal blunted. What the research shows, a 2023 study in Frontiers in Endocrinology found that older adults with higher fasting insulin had lower muscle mass and slower protein synthesis. Harvard researchers 2024 showed that high glycemic breakfasts reduce insulin sensitivity later in the day by up to 30%, impairing nutrient uptake in skeletal muscle. Another trial in Nutrients 2023 revealed that replacing high-carb morning meals with protein-dominant breakfasts restored muscle protein synthesis rates and improved lower body strength in just 10 days. These are powerful results, and they confirm what functional medicine has long observed. Your first meal sets your metabolic tone for the entire day. The worst muscle-killing breakfast combination: oatmeal pao, banana, juice, pure glucose surge, toast, toad jam, coffee, spike crash pattern, fruit smoothies with yogurt and honey, hidden sugar overload, healthy granola bars or cereals, often 25-40 g of sugar per serving. All of these create a high insulin, low muscle environment. And if repeated daily, they accelerate sarcopenia, increase abdominal fat, and cause mid-morning fatigue. The better path: insulin smart breakfast swaps. Let's rewire the same breakfast using metabolic logic. Instead of oatmeal, pao, banana, scrambled eggs, chia seeds, berries. Instead of toast plus jam, cottage cheese with cinnamon hot almonds. Instead of smoothie pie honey, whey protein toss spinach avocado. Instead of orange juice, electrolyte water, or black coffee. These swaps flatten the insulin curve, keep fat oxidation high, and preserve your muscle's ability to respond to leucine. Remember, stable insulin, active mTOR, stronger muscles. So the next time you reach for cereal or oatmeal, pause and ask, am I feeding my muscles or feeding insulin? Because after 60, you can't afford to lose another ounce of muscle to a high-carb breakfast. In the next section, I'll show you the power food combination that does the opposite. It ignites your leg strength by activating your body's anabolic switch naturally. Let's talk about the real breakfast that builds muscle after 60, not just fills your stomach. You see, when it comes to fighting sarcopenia, total protein isn't the full story. It's the signal your food sends to your muscle cells that matters. Think of your muscle like a light switch. If you don't press it hard enough, the light won't turn on. That signal comes from a powerful amino acid called leucine. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Every time you eat protein, amino acids circulate through your bloodstream. When leucine levels cross a certain threshold, they activate a pathway called mTOR, the master controller of muscle protein synthesis. But after 60, your threshold is higher, meaning you need more leucine per meal to flip that switch. The science behind it: a 2024 Journal of Nutrition study found that leucine-enriched protein breakfasts triggered up to 40% greater muscle protein synthesis in adults over 65 compared to standard protein meals. Fung research from Frontiers in Nutrition 2023 confirmed that combining leucine with omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, further amplified muscle response by improving cell membrane fluidity and insulin sensitivity. A Clinical Interventions in Aging meta-analysis 2022 concluded that 3 grams of leucine + 2 grams of omega-3s daily produced measurable improvements in leg strength and walking speed within 10 days. So this combination isn't theoretical, it's biochemistry in action. Let me explain this with a simple analogy. Imagine your muscle cell as a locked door. Leucine is the key that unlocks it. But omega-3s are the oil that keeps the hinges smooth so the door opens fully. Without omega-3s, your muscle's receptor sites become stiff from chronic inflammation. And even if you have the key protein, the door only opens halfway. What this means for your breakfast: if your goal is to reignite muscle growth and leg strength, your first meal should deliver 30-35 GN, high-quality protein, 2.5-12 G combined EPA, DHA, omega, low glycemic carbs, if any, healthy fats for insulin balance. Here are a few real examples. Each option: 1 muscle builder bowl, 3 old eggs plus 3 egg whites, 30 half cup cottage cheese, 12 dried protein, rich in leucine, 1 TDSP chia or flaxseed, omega-3 precursor, 5 handful of sauteed spinach. Optional: 1 TSP olive oil or avocado. Option 2, anabolic smoothie. 1 scoop whey isolate or collagen whey blend, 25-30 G protein, 3 G leucine, 1 TSP ground flaxseed or 2 fish oil capsules, 2 half avocado or handful of greens, water or unsweetened almond milk. Blend and drink within an hour of waking. Option 3, Mediterranean morning plate. Grilled salmon, 3 to 4 O's or sardines, omega-3 powerhouse, boiled egg, steamed vegetables, floss, olive oil, drizzle, herbal tea, or black coffee. These combinations activate the mTOR, reduce inflammation, and prime your leg muscles for growth and stability. So timing matters too. Studies show that consuming this combination within 60 minutes of waking maximizes muscle uptake. Follow it with 5 minutes of movement, even just standing calf raises or light chair squats, to increase amino acid delivery to your leg muscles. Supplements, optional, but evidence-based. If diet alone isn't enough, consider leucine supplement 2.53 g with breakfast, fish oil capsule providing 1,000, vitamin D3, 1,000-2,000 IU daily. If levels are low, always confirm with your healthcare provider before starting supplements. But in clinical research, these dosages safely improve muscle function in adults over 60. So remember, it's not just more protein, it's the right protein at the right time with the right nutrients to amplify your muscle response. That's how you wake up your legs from the inside out. If this is helping you see your health differently, consider subscribing. I post practical science-based videos like this every week to help you stay strong naturally. Next, we'll talk about something that sabotages all of this, cortisol, and how stress and poor sleep quietly undo your muscle gains overnight. Let's shift gears, because even if you eat perfectly and hit that anabolic breakfast every morning, you can still lose muscle if your stress hormones are working against you. Here's what's really going on inside your body. Your adrenal glands produce cortisol, a stress hormone designed to keep you alive. In short bursts, cortisol helps mobilize energy and sharpen focus. But when cortisol stays high from chronic stress, poor sleep, or late-night snacking, it flips your body into breakdown mode. And that's devastating for older muscle. Cortisol, muscle, the physiology. Think of cortisol as your body's internal accountant. When stress rises, it starts liquidating assets to create quick energy. The fastest energy source, your muscle tissue. Cortisol triggers proteolysis, the breakdown of muscle protein into amino acids that are then converted into glucose by the liver, a process called gluconeogenesis. So while you're asleep under chronic stress, your body is literally burning your muscle for fuel. That's why you can do everything right nutritionally and still see your legs weaken or your belly expand. Because elevated cortisol doesn't just erode muscle, it also raises insulin levels, blunting mTOR activation, increases visceral fat storage, lowers testosterone and growth hormone, disrupts deep sleep, which is when repair actually happens. What the research shows, a 2023 Mayo Clinic proceeding study found that older adults with elevated evening cortisol had significantly lower thigh muscle volume and strength than those with normal rhythms. Harvard Medical School's 2024 review on cortisol and aging muscle showed that chronic stress shortens telomeres in muscle stem cells, literally accelerating biological aging. A randomized trial in Frontiers in Endocrinology demonstrated that improving sleep quality alone increased morning testosterone and doubled muscle protein synthesis within a week, even without changing diet. In short, nutrition starts the repair, but recovery and sleep seal it in. The evening protocol, your cortisol reset. Here's how to apply that science tonight. 1 cut, eating 3 hours before bed. Late night snacking keeps insulin elevated and prevents cortisol from dropping. 2, magnesium-rich dinner. Foods like salmon, spinach, pumpkin seeds, or avocado calm the nervous system and support muscle relaxation. 3, sleep in darkness. Even small light exposure suppresses melatonin, which controls cortisol's nightly decline. 4, mindful 5-minute breathing, slow nasal breathing, or prayer meditation before sleep activates the parasympathetic nervous system, your body's repair mode. 5, room temperature cue. A slightly cooler bedroom, around 18-20 TC, 65-68 F, lowers core temperature and enhances growth hormone release. The morning after effect. When cortisol resets properly overnight, you wake with lower fasting insulin, higher growth hormone, better glucose control, a muscle environment ready to respond to breakfast. That's why this isn't just a stress tip, it's a metabolic strategy. You can't build strong legs in a stressed out body. So remember this simple chain: sleep, cortisol, insulin, muscle. Fix the top of that chain, and everything downstream energy, strength, metabolism begins to heal naturally. If this is connecting for you, subscribe and share this with someone over 60 who needs to hear it, because the next section ties it all together. Your full 24-hour muscle reset blueprint, how to eat, move, and recover in one day to reignite strength and reverse sarcopenia safely. Now that you understand how protein timing, insulin control, and cortisol balance all shape your muscle health, let's pull it all together into one clear science-based 24-hour plan. You can start tomorrow morning. Think of this as your metabolic muscle reset, designed to flip your body from muscle breakdown mode to muscle regeneration mode within 24 hours. Every morning, turn on the muscle switch. Your first meal sets your entire hormonal rhythm for the day. Timing: eat within 30-60 minutes of waking after hydration. Step 1, hydrate deeply. 1 glass of water with a pinch of sea salt or electrolytes helps lower morning cortisol and improve cellular hydration. Step 2, the anabolic breakfast. Target 30-gram protein. Example: 3 pasture-raised eggs, posh 1 scoop whey, isolate or collagen, leucine rich. Half avocado or 1 tablespoon olive oil. Handful of berries for antioxidants. Why it works: this triggers mTOR through leucine, balances blood sugar, and turns off overnight catabolism. Add a short 3-minute leg activation, 10 slow squats, 10 calf raises, and 10 glute bridges to drive nutrients into the muscle. Team bed day. Keep insulin quiet, keep energy steady. Your goal now is to maintain fat burning and avoid the energy crash. Lunch formula: protein, fiber, fat. Example: wild salmon or grilled chicken, olive oil dressing, leafy greens, and steamed broccoli. Avoid refined carbs or fruit juices. They spike insulin and shut off fat oxidation. If you need energy, add green tea or black coffee, both shown to enhance muscle insulin sensitivity in older adults.
What buys you evening? Prime recovery, not fat storage.
Dinner should calm your system and prepare you for repair. Dinner formula: light, anti-inflammatory, magnesium-rich. Example: grilled cod or tofu, spinach sautéed in olive oil, pumpkin seeds or a few walnuts. Finish eating at least 3 hours before bed. Take a short 10-minute walk after dinner. Research shows it lowers post-meal glucose by up to 3 sealing the gains while you sleep. The final phase of the reset is recovery. This is where muscle rebuilding actually happens. When breathing or gratitude journaling 5 minutes activates the parasympathetic nervous system. 2, no blue light after 9 p.m. Melatonin and growth hormone both peak in darkness. 3, cool, quiet bedroom. 1820 BC enhances deep sleep and muscle protein synthesis. When you wake, you've just completed a full day anabolic cycle. Cortisol down, insulin stable, growth hormone up, muscles ready to respond. Repeat for 3 mornings. Do this for 3 consecutive mornings and you'll feel the shift: stronger legs, lighter body, better focus. After 7 days, this becomes your new baseline, your metabolism retuned for growth, not decline. So remember, it's not age that slows your muscle down, it's missed signals. Send the right ones through food, movement, and recovery, and your body will still respond beautifully, even past 60. If you're finding this helpful, go ahead and subscribe. I post videos like this every week, simple science-backed ways to rebuild your strength, metabolism, and longevity naturally. So let's bring everything together. If you're over 60 and feeling your strength slipping, your legs weaker, your energy fading, it's not age, it's signaling. Your body is still capable of building strong, powerful muscle. It just needs the right biochemical message, and that starts with your first meal. D-Gene, here's what's really going on inside your body. When you wake up, your cortisol rises, your insulin sensitivity is at its peak, and your muscles are most responsive to nutrition. But if your breakfast is mostly carbs, like cereal, toast, or fruit juice, insulin spikes, mTOR stays off, and your body keeps breaking down muscle tissue instead of building it. That's how sarcopenia accelerates silently. Low protein signal, high insulin, chronic inflammation. But the moment you give your cells the right signal, a leucine-rich protein meal with healthy fats and stable glucose, your body starts rebuilding again. Blood sugar steadies, mitochondria wake up, and amino acids flood into your muscle fibers. Within 24 hours, you can feel it. Your steps feel lighter. Your legs feel more alive. Your energy lasts longer. That's not magic, it's metabolism working the way it was designed to. The key takeaway is simple. Start your day with protein, not sugar. Feed your muscles the message they've been missing. And use the first hour of your morning as your anabolic window, your chance to tell your body it's time to rebuild your own. Let's quickly recap the core principles. Protein timing. Eat within an hour of waking. Leucine activation, at least 2.5 drain leucine or 30 grams or total protein. Insulin control. No refined carbs at breakfast. Micronutrient support. Omega-3s, magnesium, and the electrolytes. Movement synergy. 3-5 minutes of leg activation post-meal. Evening recovery. Low stress, low light, early dinner. Each of these alone helps. Together, they reset your anabolic rhythm. And that's the secret to staying strong, lean, and independent well into your later years. Here's my challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, rebuild your breakfast. Try just one change. Swap your toast for eggs, your cereal for a protein shake with olive oil and berries. Then notice what happens over the next. Your strength, your focus, even your posture, they all start shifting. Because once your metabolism gets the right signal, it always responds. If this video added value, give it a like. It helps this message reach more people who need it. And if you want to learn how to optimize your metabolism naturally through food, fasting, and functional nutrition, make sure you subscribe. Together, we're redefining what healthy aging looks like. Strong, clear-minded, and full of life.